I'm live. That's how I start. I'm gonna start all my streams off just being like, "Oh, I'm live now," because I'm a special boy. Just like Mom says that I am. No, Mom doesn't say I'm special. I mean, let me not lie. Does she think I'm special? Maybe. But has she told me that I'm special? I don't recall. I don't know if that really matters. I'm going. Meant to put that in some promo, not in there. Whoops. 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 Not there. Not there. It's here. Wrong thing. Trying to share all my stuff. How's everybody doing today? Is everybody doing good? You're doing good? You're doing that there good? Huh? You're doing good? I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. So I decided to do a tier list. I didn't stream on goddamn Friday, and I kind of regret it slightly. Slightly, I say. And though I regret it, I'm glad I did because I was extremely exhausted and I had nothing to give you guys, and I really felt bad about that. But I want to do I'm gonna do a low, what I like to call my low energy streams, as I talk about fighting game stuff or just characters in 2 specific fighting games. Numero uno is I'm going to talk about Street Fighter, and then the second one will be Marvel vs. Capcom, the full series, excluding Marvel Tatsunoko. We're not gonna do all the Capcom versus games. So it's just gonna be Tatsunoko, or excuse me, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to with some characters, if they don't have lore outside of Marvel vs. Capcom, it's not getting talked about. I'm just gonna be real with you. It's not getting talked about. I don't care. Y'all can be upset. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I'm gonna wait a little bit to before I go ahead and get generally started. For some of these characters, I'm going to have to look up some of their lore because I know bits and pieces about it, but I really want to make sure that I'm kind of right about stuff. Also, I'm wearing my Capcom shirt today. Yeah, I'm wearing the Capcom shirt today, so it made sense to just go ahead, and I was like, I'm not even going to bother with doing a set up my camera, yada yada. And I'm like, damn it, I better set up my camera so that I can do this right. So for like I said, I'm gonna wait a little bit. Basically, you know me, I'm your residential lore whore. I love lore and stuff because the stories are interesting. Life is boring, or it's either boring or not fun. And I'm kind of like, hey, yo, bruh, these characters are interesting and they have very, very fascinating lives. So, I would like to rank these lores for these characters one by one, and be like, hey, yo, this character is extremely dope. Or nah. As you can see, I have my tier list of whatnot. We have also shout out to freaking goddamn what is it called? OC Remix for doing the thing with the music for me. I really appreciate it. I love it. I love it. But I'm gonna wait just a smidge longer. Also, shout out to Allison Hannigan, because I had a huge crush on her when I was a kid, and she's gorgeous. She's a beautiful redhead, and I'm a sucker for redheads. Jesus Christ, I'm a sucker for redheads. Today's her birthday. That's not really relevant to anything we're talking about today, but yeah. Oh no. That sucks. Just saw a post that my that the comic book store I go to has a little bit of flood damage from the store behind them, and it's thousands of dollars worth of damage. Oh God, that's awful. But yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna wait just a smidge longer. If anybody wants to say hello, you can say hello. I'm going to be starting here in a moment. Uno momento with my tier list. So I might as well break it down for you what this tier list involves. So we got S rank, A rank, B rank, C rank, and D rank, right? So it's A rank, the power of nothing, the ultimate power of Hado in the Street Fighter mythos. Shin Shoryuken, one of the coolest, I mean literally one of the coolest super specials for Street Fighter in my personal opinion. There are a lot of cool ones, but Shin Shoryuken, the uppercut, second uppercut, Shoryuken with the knee strike too, bruh, that gets me every time. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, even, it's so basic, but it just does it for me. You have the Hadoken, whether it be the Shin Hadoken or Shinku Hadoken, or just regular old Hadoken, or the Go Hado. It's middle. It's middle of the road. It's very is used for good utility, but also it just does it. Basic fireball. Let's go. Tatsumaki, a situational move. Not always great, but not always bad. Can set you up for some horrible stuff, but it's your C rank. And then the darkest of Hado. I'm talking about like dark Hado. The darkest Hado. Meaning that's just bad. It's as bad as evil. It's the down there. Your story belongs at the bottom of the barrel. The bottom of the barrel. It is the bottom. It's the bottom. I'm gonna wait a couple more before I get started. I'm going to also do this so people know that I am online. I am ready to go. No. Plug in my stream. We're going to edito. Where is it? I can't edit my own text. What's wrong with this thing? At everybody. Okay. Alright. So if they know so all my peeps, all my friendos know I'm online. Or maybe they can invite some people in before I start my tier list, because we're about set, we're about ready for the tier list. What is this that is playing? Oh, whatever it is. I'm vibing. The Children of what? Children of the Wicked from Vampire Variations? What? I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that... I don't know, whatever. This is I'm vibing. I'm vibing. Okay. So. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Why not? This is kind of a little bit for me too. It gives me something to do that's not sitting on my butt and doing nothing. Because I am tired a lot of days, because my new job, it can be exhausting. It can be socially exhausting. So trying to be like, hey yo, I'm gonna talk to a camera and hope to let people watch and stuff is like a little bit like, bruh, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing in the tank, son. I ain't got nothing in the tank. But we're starting off with our boy. Like, I'm talking about, he is the most plain of plain, the archetype for fighting games, really. He's like, I mean, no matter what you say, he's the archetype. You can't say, no, he's not, he's different. Like, no, Ryu is the most basic of basic. But we're not talking about character design. We're not talking about gameplay. We're not talking about anything but lore. Okay, just lore. He is the guy that has spawned so many characters. All right, so born July 21st of 1964. This man is an old man. He is an old man right now. He's in his 50s. He's an old man. He's almost 60, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. No, I think he turned 60 this year. Let's see. 74, 84, 94, 2004, 14. Yeah, he's 60. He's turning 60 this year. Jesus Christ, if Ryu was real, he would be turning 60. God, that's crazy to me. Known as the World Warrior. Basically, this kid was a goddamn orphan that was taken in by, what's his name? Goken, who, basically trained him in the Assassin's Fist. It's Ansatsetsuken. He, has his rival Ken, who will be up next. And his entire thing is basically striving to be the best or be the strong and be pure with it, you know? The Assassin's Fist is designed to kill people, but he's like, Goken was like, nah, we're not doing that. Because he saw what Goki, his brother, became. And Gotetsu was kind of like, nah, I'm not going to train you guys in fucking murdering people, that's not cool. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to paraphrase the hell out of these fucking explanations, okay? So, essentially, this guy, he's very focused, he's very strong, very stoic. He doesn't have a lot of personality behind him, but his entire thing is, I want to be the strongest, I want to be the best, and I want to do good, and the only way I can do that is being strong and to experience the world through my fist. You know, it's kind of a weird thing to believe in or say, but hey, that's kind of is it. Travels around the world. He lives his life basically as a hobo, like a roaming hobo. But he's actually quite wealthy because he's won tournaments. He works odd jobs whenever he's in a city or something like that. He's been a bouncer. He's worked construction jobs. But at the end of the day, his entire thing is he'd live in the woods if he could, because he has, and he just doesn't really care all that much except for training and bettering himself. His entire thing is with using the Hado, or the energy inside of him. He struggled for years with the idea of the Dark Hado, or the evil Hado energy that's inside of him. It's just a thing of just chaos and wanting to fight bloodlust, essentially. And he's like, nah, I want to fight that. And then eventually he overcame it in Street Fighter V with the power of nothing. Basically, he didn't fight with the Hado. He expelled the Dark Hado from his body, and he just focuses on training. Very stoic. He's a very basic man. So as a basic man, Ryu is gonna go in the most basic positions, in my opinion. I love Ryu. Ryu's story is it's very simple. It's very basic. But at the end of the day, he doesn't really do anything special. He doesn't really do anything cool, really, per se, right? Moving on to our boy, Ken Goddamn Masters. Ken Masters is a wealthy half-Japanese man from America whose father was friends with Goken, the trainer with him and Ryu. And basically he's like, hey, yo, make my son strong. Make him strong. I want him to be strong as fuck. And so Goken was like, oh, I can make him strong. Don't worry about it. We're going to make him strong. We're going to make him real strong. And he did. Where Ryu's abilities are more straightforward. He has a little bit more control of Hado. Ken's style is a little bit more flashy, a little bit more flair, even with doing the Dragon Punch or the Shoryuken with flames on it and shit. He has the energy of like fucking fire and shit. He is also super wealthy. He owns, owned technically, spoiler I guess for Street Fighter 6, he owned a hotel company or hotel chain, I guess a wealthy hotel chain that has hotels across the world, inherited from his father. He, for the most part, he's kind of like Ryu for the longest time, where his story's kind of boring. He doesn't only know the Assassin's Fist, he also knows Taekwondo. He's a world champion of martial arts. he likes spaghetti, pasta, and his family and snowboard or skateboarding. He's so 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It's kind of sick. He's he right now he's working as a construction worker. Because he's not on the run anymore. He's been vindicated for being framed for a thing that happened in, I forgot what the town is or the city is, or the nation in Street Fighter 6 was that got like terrorist bombed or whatever like that. He was vindicated for that, but still he's like, I gotta like find out who did it and killed him. So he's like leaning a little bit more towards like a violent side or violent Ken. But for the most part, he was kind of like normal as well. He trained just to be stronger. He was always the one that kind of kept Ryu balanced from going to the Dark Hado. So he does his stuff really well. He's a family man. He's his brother-in-law is Guile, which is hilarious to me. Guile is his brother-in-law because he married Guile's sister. It's so good, so good. So that's Eliza is her name. He has a son named Mel Masters in him. Who I really want to see Mel as a character, but I don't know if we ever will see Mel as a character. But yeah, middle of the road. Right now, he went from being like the super champion, hotel business tycoon, expert martial artist, and now he's kind of like down on his luck, angry, and a little bit more like, I'm going to kill the person. I'm gonna put him right in front of Ryu because I think that's fair. I think that's completely fair. He's a little bit above middle of the road, but he's not like super complicated. He's not very like, in my opinion, interesting. He's starting to become interesting, but he's not there yet. Give me a little bit more time with the new Ken that they're going for, and I'll probably be like, all right, yeah, this works. All right, Chun, goddamnly, she is the mother of like fighting game characters, as well as in a way she's kind of like one of the first female characters in gaming that was like super awesome outside of like Samus from Metroid. I'm trying to think if there were any more. Like, she's like one of the most popular female characters in in gaming history, period. She's a cop. She's a Chinese cop that works for Interpol. Interpol in goddamn Street Fighter does not operate like Interpol in the real world, and it makes me laugh a little bit. But anyway, she's a cop for Interpol. Her he's got Kinergy. Yes, he does. Yes. Well, what's up, Al Kaiser? He does in fact have Kinergy. Chun-Li basically got into the whole cop game because her dad died. Thanks to Bison. He killed her dad, and she's like, no, I gotta take down Shadaloo. And that's her entire thing, is trying to take down Shadaloo to avenge her father. But she doesn't want to kill Bison. She kind of wants to kill Bison, but she doesn't want to kill Bison. She wants to do it for justice. She wants to do it the right way. Expert in goddamn Chinese Kung Fu. She's a martial arts master. That's what she is. What are her hobbies? Her hobbies are not on this goddamn list. Give me hobbies, goddamn. She likes crepes, fruits, candy. She's like the girl. She's like, outside of beating the fuck out of people, she's the girl. She loves her father, of course. She likes Cammy and Guile because they're all friends. Days off because she's always working. Can't be working all the time. Skeet shooting, yeah, she's an expert marksman too. That's another thing that's fucking fascinating about Chun. She's an expert marksman. She likes playing the Erhu. That's an interesting thing to play. An Erhu, if I'm not mistaken, is like a stringed Chinese stringed instrument. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that. But I think let me. I don't want to lie to you guys and be like, oh fuck, that guy lied to me, and I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm so sorry. I fucking lied to you. And that was wrong of me. That was really wrong of me, and I apologize. What is an Erhu? Erhu, yes, it's the stringed instrument thing. I thought it was. It's a stringed instrument that you kind of play like similar to a violin. You have like a bow. Yeah. her hobby is always leg day, but she's very stylish. She has a very good sense of right and wrong. Like, she's an interesting character in herself. Like, I absolutely love Chun. You cannot guess her weight though, because she will never tell you, and it's all her butt and thighs. It is, but she's like, I'm heavy. It's like, no, you're fucking toned and you're beautiful. She's gorgeous. I love Chun. So essentially, yeah, that's her entire thing. She's a her look has always been iconic, but once again, we're not talking about looks, we're talking about story. Yeah, essentially, she's always been there from the very beginning. Her father died, and fucking she wants to take down Bison. Going throughout all of the Street Fighter things, that's her entire thing, taking down Bison, all the way through to even Street Fighter, was it 3 or Third Strike? She kind of it's kind of her same thing. She's trying to take on goddamn Gil and the Illuminati. But her thing's good enough. I think it's a little bit more interesting. I wish they would do more. They could have done a little bit more with her story, but I'm gonna put her in Shinsuryuken because I think it's solid. It's a lot more solid than the normal boys right here, right? Next, Cammy White. Cammy White was originally a doll, one of M. Bison's one of his dolls, one of his like elite female soldiers things. So basically, she was going to be used as a clone, essentially a clone body for him to shoot his this sounds a pause to essentially put his soul into, so that he continued to live fucking forever. She was a doll for a while, one of the elite dolls. What was it? I think she gets like hurt in a mission, I'm trying to remember. Jesus Christ, I gotta remember. Fucking what is her story? I don't need appearances. Give me story, bitch. Give me story. No, give me story, please. Essentially, she fucking got like knocked out or whatever like that. Woke up, lost her memory. She was taken in by goddamn Delta Red, which is like a British special forces group. Like I said, this is not going to be all the way right. I'm a lore whore, but I'm also trying to do this super quick, so please bear with me. Yeah, she basically woke up with amnesia after she got knocked unconscious when basically when the Psychodrive blew up. It's an alpha. The Psychodrive blew up in the Shadowloo facility. She got knocked out, woke up, got some of the dolls out before she got knocked out, and fucking passed out. And was Vega, actually one of the other guys we're gonna talk about later, actually like brought her out because Vega thinks that she is perfection. Though she has a scar on her cheek, she's perfect. He's like, she's the most beautifulest thing outside of me. Excuse me. She's the most beautifulest thing in this world. That's how Vega is, right? So he saves her. She gets found. She gets found by Delta Red. She is. She has amnesia. They essentially train her, though she's already kind of like, she's kind of already skilled in her own training style, but she doesn't know kind of how. She eventually gets her memory back. And her entire thing is she's torn between being afraid of becoming bad again, like being a doll again, but also she wants to fight vehemently against Bison and against being a doll. She doesn't want to be a puppet anymore, and she's afraid that she's going to revert back to that. But Cammy is also one of the most sweetest characters. She's super sweet. Her likes include cats. She loves cats. Like, she has an unhealthy love of cats. Like, I wouldn't say unhealthy. That's not right. She has a very deep love for cats. She likes cake, collecting fighting data on Shadowloo because she's an expert fighter. Her entire fighting style is based off of assassination, so it's quick, fast strikes that do very good damage. But she's also like a tiny blonde woman with a British accent, so if somebody hits her, bam, it'll hurt her. But she's tougher than she looks, right? Because she's a trained assassin and soldier. She loves her sisters, which are the other dolls of Shadowloo, i.e., like Juri and Julie, Junie and Julie. Excuse me, not Juri, Junie and Julie, which are the two that she saved from the Shadowloo base. She loves Sakura, which is the character Sakura. They're friends. Delta Red, of course, because the Delta Red crew are her family. They are her family. Like, she absolutely loves them because they're the ones who saved her, as well as she's works with them multiple times. She's actually a leader of Delta Red, and one of the commanders of Delta Red right now. Guile, because Guile also kind of helped her on her way with being, you know, a good person, as well as trying to fight fucking Shadowloo. That's her entire thing, right? She loves soup. Oh no, she hates soup. Excuse me, she hates soups. That's weird. She loves Ryu and she loves apple pie. So Ryu is like good friends. Also, it's the idea of like learning through your fist. He's the person that kind of sort of, he's very peaceful. He's very stoic. He's very calm, but he also is kind and stuff like that, right? So Cammy, and apple pie. Who doesn't love apple pie? Am I right? Like, apple pie is the pie of pies. Like, no, it's not cherry pie, but it's not cherry pie. It is apple pie. Apple pie is the like, it's so basic it can't be done. Well, I can't say it can't be done wrong. It can be done wrong, but it's usually not done wrong, right? So Cammy goes number 2. Bayao, right there. She's right here in front of Chun-Li because I think her story's a little bit like this, like redemption story of trying to not become a doll anymore, of trying to make up for like past. Like, she's also like trying to make up for her past and everything like that. Cammy's Cammy. All right. Guile. I love Guile. Guile is actually my character in Street Fighter. He's that boy. He's American. He's the most American that you can like Jesus Christ. This dude has 2 American flags tattoos, one on each fucking shoulder. He's bam. He is American. American. Like, you gotta say it with me, right? He was, was he a colonel? I think he was a colonel in the Air Force. More than likely. It's basically, his design came from, like, the soldiers that were stationed in Japan. Along with, Polnareff from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. His style is basically just based off of Polnareff with the high flat top. That's just Polnareff. Oh, no, technically not Polnareff. Excuse me. No. It's, What's the goddamn German in Battle Tendency? The German goddamn the German guy. What the fuck is his name? The German soldier guy. The German cyborg soldier guy. The tiny mustache man's henchman. Fuck. What's his name? German guy in JoJo. Stroheim. He's based off of Stroheim in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Battle Tendency. He's that's where you get the fucking hairstyle from. It's just that character. He's fucking like painfully American. Like painful. Like, he doesn't have fun. He loves country music. Like, he is, bruh. He has a little bit of martial arts with professional wrestling. Fun fact. Guile's brother is in, was it Slam Night Masters, or I think it's the game called, it's like a Capcom wrestling game. His brother supposedly is one of the characters. I think they kind of are retconned to where, yeah, that's his brother. Now, listen to this motherfucker's likes. American coffee. We're not doing Cubano stuff. We're not doing Colombian stuff. American coffee. Grade A American coffee. Country music. There's a cutscene. There's a cutscene and or one of the like still images in Street Fighter 6 that shows him at a country music concert with his daughter, and he's having the time of his life, but he's just like, because that's he's stoic as fuck, like painfully stoic. Like, I would say him and Ryu like ride the line of being the most stoic a lot, except Guile smiles a bit more. He loves John Wayne movies, because of course the fuck he does. He's a dude from the 1980s who, goddamn, is American as fuck. Like, he was a dude born in 1960, of course, John Wayne. He's in the Air Force too, of course, John Wayne is this goddamn fucking hero. He loves that. He loves his hair, of course. He loves his family, especially Julian, Chris, his wife and his son. Or his daughter and his son, excuse me. His friends, such as Charlie, Chun-Li, and Cammy, because they like he treats them like they are like besties. Like they even like sometimes hang out. It's kind of interesting. Most of the Street Fighter characters kind of like don't interact with each other often, but there are a few characters that do interact, and there are some of the good guys that interact with each other like constantly, right? Let's see. He also likes watching sports and dog walking. This dude is so like white milquetoast fucking generic Ameriman that is painful. Entire story is basically he came about trying to avenge the death of his friend Charlie Nash, who we'll get to later. Charlie Nash essentially died trying to fight against Bison, ended up dying, and Guile's like, I'm going to avenge you. Charlie Nash was actually the one that taught him how to focus his fists and to create a sonic boom. But the thing about Guile is, Guile has so much passion, and we're going to call it passion, but it's a little bit like anger and rage, but so much passion and so much, he doesn't have a lot of patience, which is surprising for Super Stoic Man, that he, for the longest time, could only do sonic booms with two hands. He could not do it with one because he couldn't focus enough, or Charlie could be like, booms all day, boom, 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 boom. He's finally gotten to the point now where he can do booms with one hand, for special, like his special shit. And what's up, Dragoon? How you doing? What else? His entire thing is trying to take down Bison. Like, Bison! He wants to kill Bison and take down Shadaloo because, number one, it's the American thing to do. We do not take kindly to dictators. As well as, his friend died, and he's like, no, I want to avenge my friend. He's like, he's a soldier. I'm gonna take this dude out. We're not doing the justice thing like Chun. We are going to straight kill this man. Guile, I'm trying to, Jesus Christ, my brain is like, Guile all the way through to Street Fighter 3. He was not in Street Fighter 3, so he was off doing his own thing. Street Fighter 6, after they finally take down Bison, he kind of sort of like just travels, and he's a soldier, so he's got to do his soldier thing. Street Fighter 6, he's trying to figure out what actually happened with Ken and the bombing of, I forgot what the place is, Nashal, that's the name of the country, Nashal. You can make your Dragon's Dogma 2 call sign M. Bison. That's hilarious. I could do that. I'm still on the fence about buying that goddamn game, but maybe I will buy the game. I'm thinking about it. So, Guile, what was I saying about Guile? You broke my train of thought. Guile, or Mega Man or Rockman, that's actually pretty fucking cool. But, so Guile was trying to find out what happened with Nashal, the Nashal bombing. Ken was framed for it, but he's like, I don't believe that Ken do it. My brother-in-law won't do it. But he's also like, hey, yo, I'm trying to find you, motherfucker, so that we can, like, I can help you. And Ken's like, I want to do it on my own. I'm on a path of vengeance. He's like, yo, my sister and my nephew are fucking weird as shit. Stop being a fucking piece of shit asshole and go handle your family. I can't do it. I can't face them until I avenge myself, clear my name. Like, bitch. Alright, fine, motherfuckers. Just go do whatever you're gonna do. That's kind of how Guile treats the entire situation. He's just like, fuck it. I will be here when you need me, and I'll keep an eye on stuff. I'm still gonna do investigation because I want to figure out what happened as well. Guile has a beard now and eyebrows, which is weird too. It's not, once again, we're not talking about appearance, but I want to make a comment of that. He has eyebrows and a beard. The beard's okay, cool. But the eyebrows, he's had no eyebrows for so fucking long. It's so weird to see him with eyebrows now. It just is. But he's also the squarest of jawed American men. I'm gonna put him above Chun, but below Cammy. Above Chun, above Cammy. I think that's fair. He's right there. His story's interesting to a certain extent, but it's not. It's a little bit more interesting in my opinion than Chun's. Yeah, it's a little bit more interesting than Chun's. Just a smidge. Like it's like he can't, like if I had to choose, I'd pick Guile because I'm biased as fuck. But no, it's they're so close. They're so close. Cammy though, Cammy's story just for the fact that she's trying to be better, and she's just like a clone doll that is trying to do good and protect her sisters is adorable, and I love it. So she goes there. And yes, Freedom Scream. That's my horrible fucking evil sound. Bison! Master Bison. Originally, okay, fun fact, I don't know if you don't play a lot of fighting games or you're not really into Street Fighter, you probably would not know this, so I'm just going to say anyways. There's 3 characters that names are different in the Japanese version versus the American version. That's M. Bison, Vega, and Balrog. In the American version, they're known like Bison, this guy right here, this guy right over here. Let's see if I can move a little bit. Vega, this guy right here, and Balrog, this guy here. That's their names in America. In Japan, they're known as Vega. This guy is Vega because he looks like a fucking Vega. M. Bison, because he was basically designed after be M. Tyson, or Mike Tyson, and they were, because the original was supposed to be Mike Bison, but they were absolutely fucking terrified to get sued over here, so they're like, let's swap these names around. And Vega was originally named Balrog. Balrog is actually a Spanish name, and they was going to be called Balrog, but Balrog didn't fit with him over. They didn't think it would fit with him over in America, so they're like, fuck it, we'll just swap all 3 of these names. So to cut down confusion between Japanese audiences and I would say like world audiences at this point, they call Bison Dictator, they call Vega, what is it, Claw, and they call Balrog Boxer. So you know which specific one you're talking about. So there we go, fun fact for you. Back to talking about Bison. Bison's story is weird but interesting at the same time. Essentially, he was this martial artist that wanted the ultimate power, and he felt like the only way he could get, well, one of the lores is the only way he could get ultimate power was to split himself essentially in 2. A good version and the powerful version, because it's kind of similar to the Dark Ado. The Psycho Energy is similar, not exactly the same, but similar. He had to separate basically his good side from his bad side to be more powerful, separated, and that would be technically, which I might fuse these 2 together. Technically, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? There she is, Rose. Basically, Rose is his good side. Just, bleh, there, I got rid of my good, I'm gonna be evil now, ha 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 ha, I smile all the time, and my eyes are always white. So, he started up his own, basically, he wants to live forever and he wants to take over the world. It's pretty simple, it's basic as fuck. And they're thinking about bringing him back for Street Fighter 6, and I'm like, please, just let the man die. He's been a bad guy for way too fucking long. Like in SNK, like games like in fucking King of Fighters, like there's different bad guys after like a while, and the old bad guys generally don't come back unless it's a dream match. Like, please, for love of everything that's holy, don't bring Bison back. I love, like, his character's interesting, but not that interesting, and I'm just sick of seeing Bison. Bison's cool, but I'm sick of seeing him, to be completely honest. Yeah, just I want to take over the world. Ends up dying in 5 because the power of nothingness. Well, his body was falling apart because he has to change bodies every once in a while. So because the psycho power, psycho energy is so powerful, it actually destroys. It's destroying his body over time. It's super powerful, but it destroys his body. He has to change bodies every once and again. So like here, his hair is gray or white. In previous games, his hair was actually like black because he's still kind of relatively young. But I always wondered how his body transfer thing worked. Whether like when he gets dropped into his new body, like let's say if he actually got Cammy's body. Let's just for shits and giggles say he did. Like, is he just girl Bison then? Like, does he just or does the body start to due to the nature of psycho energy, does his body, like his soul, sort of take over the body and start shaping the body to be like him? Because there's a very similar thing with another character coming out. I don't know about that. I'm curious about that, but not curious enough to put him in Hadoken. He's going in Tatsumaki. Kind of, yeah. He's boring. Dhalsim. Dhalsim is, like, for me, Dhalsim's kind of weird because I don't really care about Dhalsim that much. Super old yogi shaman who essentially, he's just like, I sense the evil and disorder in the world and I must do something about it. favorite things that he likes is meditation, because he's a yoga practitioner, a master, excuse me, not really a practitioner, he's a master, excuse the fuck out of me. He loves curry, because he's Indian, and Japan was just all in with the stereotypes. Elephants, because once again, all in with the stereotypes. Protecting his village and loved ones, because he's a good man, and he loves his wife, Sally, and his son, Data. Oh, that's actually fucking cute. He's a vegan, he does not eat meat, so he doesn't like meat. He doesn't like sweets either, he's just, Jesus Christ, he doesn't like, violence or corrupted powers. He's essentially just a dude. He's a guy. I say essentially a lot. It's a very essential word for me. Essentially. He's a guy who, is just a yoga practitioner that can sense the energy, like evil energy throughout the world. And he's kind of like, fuck, some fuck shit's happening. Oh, it's this guy named Bison. I have to stop him and also protect my world. Yeah, you are a vegan now. You will be gone. Yeah, I've never been a vegan. I like meat way too much to be vegan. I'm not gonna lie. I like meat way too much. Pause. But I like meat way too much. I'm trying to remember his story a little bit more. Give me a sec. So how did he fucking start up in this nonsense? Oh yeah, he basically was just trying to raise money to save his fucking village. That's his story. He was raising money to save his village. Then it slowly started to shift to being like he wants to destroy Bison because Bison was the reason his village was like not doing great. Number one, as well as the evil that's in Bison. He senses it and knows that it's destructive. It can destroy the world. So he's kind of like, fuck that shit. No. We're not fucking with that shit. That's not good. Bison needs to be done away with, right? Now he's just kind of just a traveling yogi guy who's just helping. He's just a monk guy. Because Dhalsim's story, like he's the like the old shaman guy that if this was like an anime or something like that, his story would be more like you would go visit him. He's not actually going to do much fighting and stuff, but he's going to give you the key or the information of how to fight against great evil because he's done it in like the fucking past or some shit. Like he's that character. Better than Bison, but he's still D. He's still a D classer. Oh, Geef. Zangief's okay. Zangief's story makes me smile every time I think about it. Zangief's story is just, I just want to be strong. That's it. I like to be strong. I like to crush people and have fun with it. I must be strong. That's his entire thing. Muscle power for you. Like that is Geef. Oh man. But I want to give you guys a good thing. This dude is 7 foot tall. First of all, he's a monster of a man. Nothing but muscle. Literally nothing but muscle. But it made him like, I like how they did the body types and the body styles in Street Fighter 6. Like he doesn't look like a big dude that's like fucking ripped. He looks like a big dude that can like lift. There's a cut or a still in fucking Street Fighter 6 where he's like talking his story. He's like, I saw this chain when I was walking across the tundra and fucking I pulled it. And when I pulled it out, it was a submarine. It's like, yeah, this motherfucker pulled like a nuclear sub out of the fucking water. Through ice, just went, and fucking pulled it out. Fucking monster of a man. I don't understand. What is this motherfucker like? He's also known as the Red Cyclone. He likes wrestling, of course, because he's the wrestler character, wrestler character. He likes Kosaka dancing, the like low kick fucking dancing. He does it really well. Eating borscht. I don't know if I can get behind the whole borscht thing. I'm not gonna lie. It's basically it's a soup essentially, but it's made with like beetroots and shit. And I'm like, I don't know about all that. Like beets are good, but I can't. I don't know. I would try it once. I'd try it once just to say if I do or do not like it. Hell, I might like fucking borscht, so I shouldn't shit on borscht. He wrestles bears for fun. And I'm not, okay, when I say wrestle bears, a lot of people think like our little tiny American bears or even fucking grizzlies. Like we're thinking like fucking those bears, which we're talking about like fucking Ursa bears, like this giant, they are bigger than grizzlies big. He wrestles those for fun. And they just accept their fate, being power drafted to the ground by a fucking 7 foot muscular Russian man. He loves the fine arts because, albeit he looks very, like the man's man, he's very cultured. He's very cultured. He loves classical music and literature. He is a cultured motherfucker. He's not just some guy. He's just not some guy who just likes to slam things, all muscle power fruit. No. A good book sometimes. A good book is more powerful than the muscles in my body. That's what he says. That's exactly what he says. So, he also there's a theory that he's so very muscular and overmanly, and they put like all the hair in weird places and stuff on it, like the V-shaped thing on his chest and his chin hair and stuff like that. But the idea of him being all about muscle is from what I've heard is because some of Japanese culture picture dudes that are going that ham on the muscular thing might be gay. It's just a thing that they might be gay, so they made him like that. And he's weird around women. He's really weird about, and I'm talking about like not like the nervous, like, oh god, like he's like, yes, to the muscle, and they're like, oh, you're kind of cute, and he's like, oh, I don't know about all that. It's like he's weird. He does get slammed into a good book all the time. So his entire thing was making money for the Russian government. He wanted to bring USSR. That's what he was a part of. It was all about the USSR. That's all it was. So he was basically a national hero that went to go like promote the fucking country for the president, who at the time was Gorbachev, and wanted to show that the Soviet Union is fucking strong. After that, the Soviet Union kind of sort of dissolved into what it is today. Then it became a Russian. He's just like all around Russian good guy. He's so kind, he's so nice, and the entire thing, he's also kind of like another sage type character. In the sense of like, his muscle power is just like all the things like encouragement. When you feel bad, when you feel like rough or whatever like that, like muscle power will bring you through. It's about persevering and becoming stronger through the perseverance, right? So much, in fact, he's kind of like, oh, what's the one goddamn muscular goddamn gym guy who's like fucking Joey Swole. He's like, I would picture him being like Joey Swole if fucking Instagram, which it kind of does in their more like Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever the fuck they have there, like he'd be that guy who'd be like, muscle power, it will make you feel great, it will make you strong, you will push through and everything will be great. Yes, I believe if you work hard, then everything will be fine and everything will pay off. Like, he's that guy. He's like, oh, he's just telling me, I do not like it when people pick on you in gym. You must not be picking on people in gym. They are becoming powerful. They are the muscle power. Like, he's that guy, and I absolutely love him for it. But is the story interesting to me? I would say being a national hero type thing is kind of neat. Him having a wrestling career is kind of neat. Him fucking wrestling bears is actually neat. And that's how he's got all the scars and stuff over his body from him wrestling fucking bears. And him pile driving a bear in a fucking, okay. Just because it's fucking outlandish and wild, I can't give him the best. But he does make me, I almost thought about putting him at Power of Nothing. Because the story's interesting. Actually, fuck, he's going here. Yeah, he's above Cammy just because he's like, you look at him, you think he's a bad guy. Look at that face. That's not the face of a bad guy. That's the face of a man who loves people and wants people to be better and become stronger. I love him. Next up is Vega, the most beautifulest man in this world. He's the reason this world exists. If you've never heard Joe the Bronx Rican's version of his song, I recommend you go and fucking listen to that song. It is Très Magnifique. I absolutely love it. I gotta find the Vega. Where is Vega? Where's the V's? Vega, or Claw, basically, he's a Spanish assassin. He's has extreme narcissism. He literally thinks that he's the most beautiful everything. Like, he is that guy. I am the shit. Nobody else is the shit. And if you're ugly, you deserve to catch these hands. That's his entire thing. He likes beauty because fucking of course, but he's the most beautiful thing, of course. Himself, a shocker, which I think that himself will come before beauty, but no, beauty comes before himself, and roses. Those roses are beautiful, but they always smell like boo, 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 boo. And of course he hates ugly things because he's just a hater. Vega is the ultimate fucking pretty boy hater. Like, he is, like, it's painful how much he just hates. He's just a big hater. I don't understand why he hates so much. So, his design has changed over years, but we're not talking about design. We're talking about motherfucking story. Basically, he was born to a privileged family. That explains a lot. This is a character who more than likely has affluenza. He's very affluent, right? Basically, as their status dwindled, his mother basically remarried for financial security. Sounds like his mom was for the streets. She just fucking was like, hey, yo, I'm gonna jump over to this dude because he's got more money. I loved you while you had money, but don't have money no more. Gonna get together with this guy, right? Kind of fucked. Of course, Vega was your favorite as a kid. He sounds like the kind of guy that would sell his own bathwater. Oh, Vega? Yeah, 100%. He's that guy. Like, he is that guy. Like, it's all about me. Ooh, me. Ugh. So basically, he grew up to doing hunting. He grew up loving bullfighting and like Spanish traditions. Essentially, he's that guy. He went to Japan, learned ninjutsu, because why would the Spanish man go to Japan to learn ninjutsu? Why wouldn't he? That sounds like... Because he says it meshed well with his natural grace and agility. And then he combined bullfighting with ninjutsu. Bam. He killed his ugly his ugly stepfather. Gotta note that he's ugly. Murdered his mother, and basically... Because he felt like she didn't respect him. And it's kind of like... Well, I mean, she did kind of like leave her previous husband because this nigga was getting broke. So I see it. I'm not gonna lie. He was going broke. He jumped the fence, and so this ugly man's like, "You only like me because of my money," and murders her, and that's not good. Don't do that. But Vega was like, all right, you need to die. And so that kind of warped his brain into being like, beauty is good because my mother is beautiful and this ugly man killed her. And beauty like that deserves to be protected. Like, and I'm beautiful, so I deserve to be protected. So he's basically a murderer. He's a murderer just killing ugly people. This guy is a guy that's just a murderer killing ugly people. That's the entire thing. He worked under Bison, basically being like the super assassin. He was basically head of their assassin operations. And that's how you knew the dolls. And he felt like Cammy was the most beautiful of the dolls. That's the only reason he saved her. Like the rest of them, he was like, y'all are too ugly. But this girl right here, she got potential. Yeah, she got potential. I gotta save her. She was like, no, I gotta save the rest of them. He's like, no, fine. I'll bring your ugly friends and your ugly sisters. Let's go. That's fucked. That's so bad. But that's kind of what happened. He essentially has just been like an assassin like the entire time. There's a version of him, and there was this top-down like fucking bullet hell shooter thing where he played as like Cammy and I think Charlie Nash. It was on like the Dreamcast. I forgot what the fucking game's called. But there's a version of Vega as a boss named what's his name? Fallen Balrog or Fallen Vega, and he's just ugly. He's just fully sadistic. He's like goth and shit. Got like black lipstick, and he's black. He's black his hair, and he's just like he looks like an ugly like version of Vega. It's really weird. Really weird. And that, if I'm not mistaken, that game, it was only released in the Nihon as well. Yeah, he's just basically eventually just kind of sort of just was like murdering people because ugly people are like, look, yuck. And yeah, you know how that goes. Where you're just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to, gross. So Vega's just kind of sort of stop. There's this thing that I just read about fucking Vega. Vega in Street Fighter 6 in the World Tour mode is depicted playing a violin at a concert when DJ reminisces about Shadaloo, because DJ was coming up later. It was part of Shadaloo as well. And mistakenly believing the Criminal Syndicate was a popular band. Like, DJ only joined we'll get to DJ in a second. But yeah, he's a very composed guy. His story is interesting in the beginning, but then he's just kind of like a jobber guy. Like, he just doesn't really do... he does a few things that are cool, but he's like that background, like, ooh, no, I can't even say, like, I was gonna say he kind of reminds me of Harry McDougal from Outlaw Star, but no, Harry McDougal was actually pretty fucking integral to the story for a good chunk of it. He's just jobber guy, but so just because his story's interesting, but he's not up here because I don't think they knew what they. Yeah, he's going before Chun. He's going before Chun. Or after Chun. He's not as good as Chun. He's not up here to Geef level. He's not Geef level. There's nobody in the Power of Nothing yet. And this scares me. A little bit. But I think I have a character that's going to come up soon that is going to be in the Power of Nothing. But we'll see. Balrog. Oh, Balrog. Balrog, where do I put Balrog? You know what? We're going to talk about Balrog first. Balrog. Balrog. Let me see. Balrog. So, Balrog, Jesus Christ, Balrog is 6'6". That is, Mike Tyson is not that big. He's known as the Roaring Buffalo because he just doesn't stop. He don't stop. Like Mike Tyson, don't stop. I'm in your face. I'm aggressive. Let's fucking go. Right? He likes women because of course he does. He's that guy. He likes bourbon because of course he does. He likes money because they like took all the characteristics they kind of like felt, I think, about Mike Tyson in the 80s and were like, yeah, that's probably how this guy is. Because I also kind of at the time at how Mike Tyson like represented himself in the media eye. He was just this mean, quote unquote mean bad guy, you know. And like understanding him a little bit more as a person now, like watching some of his interviews, watching him interact with people, because he's the thing I find interesting about Mike Tyson. Don't know how this got Balrog video part of this Balrog part got about Mike Tyson. Is the thing I like about Mike Tyson is he's like brutally honest, like to the point where it's like almost to a fault, and it's gotten him into trouble being as honest as he is with certain things. I find that I appreciate that about him as a person, you know. Anyways, they took all the bad stuff and was like, that's how Mike Tyson is. So Mike Bison's probably like, Balrog in America is like that boxer. His entire thing is he likes to cheat as well, and he likes Ed, who is another character who will be probably coming along a little bit later. Balrog is, he's kind of a boring character. He's not a smart character. He's just boring. Like he's like, grew up with nothing, fucking was a great boxing champion, and then fucking basically was like, they were like, you're doing the most, man. You need to chill the fuck out. So the boxing league fucking kicked him out. And he was banned basically because he killed one of his, he kept permanently injuring his opponents, but like crippling them. And one guy he killed, and they were like, all right, yeah, you can't be doing headbutts and fucking rabbit punches and shit like that and punch a to the back of the head. That's not boxing. You need to chill the fuck out. And he's like, fine, you know what? I'm going to take my show. I'm going to go on the road. I'm going to fight everyone that gets in my way. If you think you could stop me, then I want you to try. I want you to try to fight me. Try to fight me as hard as you can. That's basically what happened. He's that guy. Though they don't make Balrog's voice sound like Bison's, like Mike Tyson's voice. I'm gonna say Mike Bison so many times. He's like Mike Tyson's voice, and they do it where he sounds like a deep voice guy, like not like wisecracky a little bit, like that guy. He's like any like dumb goon voice for like an anime, like the guy who's like, hey you, I think you gotta fight me. If you want to get past here, you have to go through me. And then the fucking goddamn protagonist just beats the fuck out of the guy, and he's like, oh, you beating me. Excuse me, I had to lubricate all this talking. It's hurting me. But yeah, he's fucking, then he just became fucking one of Bison's like right-hand dudes. He's just a thug, a henchman. That's basically what he became, just a thug and a henchman. his story does get interesting here, in where at the end of Street Fighter V, there's a kid who was he was kind of like one of the clone kids that Bison was able to transfer his body into, or potentially transfer his body to, infect him with like psycho energy and stuff like that. And he saves a couple of these, or saves one of these kids, basically like trains and raises him, which is Ed. Showing that, like, though he's like this kind of like big dumb brute, he actually, like, low-key has had a heart of gold under all this stuff. And I think they kind of did that because they figured out, oh yeah, Mike Tyson's not necessarily a bad guy, right? Sorry, I have to have a throat wash. I think Balrog, just for that part. Interesting story. Gets a little lull. It gets like a lull. But in the end, middle of the road. Sagat. Bro, Sagat might actually be the first one for Power of Nothing. Sagat is fucking, how tall is fucking Sagat? Sagat is like fucking ridiculously tall. But no. Take me to the S's, please. How tall? Oh, Jesus Christ! In Street Fighter 1, Sagat was 7 foot tall. Now he's 7'5". Motherfucker's taller than fucking Geef. And like lean cut long leg muscle. So his eyes are solid black, or solid white. They used to be formerly black, which makes them black. So Sagat's story is interesting for the fact that he's a world-class kickbox or Muay Thai artist who just kept, because he was cocky and he was just I'm the best. He like kept fucking shit up. And like for himself and for other people, which is interesting. First of all, this motherfucker likes strong opponents because he likes getting stronger. All the way up to Street Fighter V. He likes strong enemies and he loves his. He has a fucking pet tiger that's like his best friend. Like, bruh, you have a pet tiger that's your best friend. That's just fucking insane, in my personal opinion. So he's this fucking super cool goddamn what's the name? Muay Thai practitioner. And he just liked to fight. He just, even as a kid, he liked to fight. He kept fucking up his right eye. Little by little bit, and it became like a weak point because he kept getting fucked up, right? Then he learned how to fight Muay Thai, became a fucking champion, and then he would just beat the fuck out of people. Like, he would just beat the fuck out of people and like fucking wreck their bitch asses. Then he came across a character named Go Hibiki. Go Hibiki is the father of Dan Hibiki, which will put this guy down here. Dan Hibiki. Go challenged him to a fight, was kind of not doing great, but he noticed that fucking Sagat's weak on his right side and his right eye is pretty weak. Goes for the fucking hit, gouges out fucking Sagat's eye, and Sagat murders him. That's why Dan is a character in lore wise, is because Dan wants to get strong to fucking defeat Sagat because Sagat fucking beat his dad to death, which is like, holy shit. So he became known as the Emperor of Muay Thai. Fucking he has a lackey slash rival in Muay Thai named Adon, who's just, we'll get to Adon more than likely. It's just he's basically becomes a bad guy, like beating the fuck out of people. So basically he was one of, because he just likes to fight and fights strong opponents. He really wanted to fight strong people, so he decided to fight under Bison and Shadow League, right? Fought under Bison. Um, Bison proceeds to let him go to town, set him up against fucking, because he's trying to find these strong motherfuckers like Ryu, or like Ryu, not Ryu, but Ryu. He fights Ryu and is kicking the shit out of Ryu. For a split second, the Satsui no Hado, or the Dark Hado, took over Ryu's body, and Ryu unleashed a Shoryuken, which is a punch, mind you. Jumping uppercut, Shoryuken, along Sagat's chest, tearing it open, and defeating Sagat. Leaving Sagat with a huge scar across his chest, and fucking just defeat. And he gave up. This motherfucker just like, shit, that was awful. He just stopped. he stopped for the longest of time until like fucking, like he was like, fuck this shit. I just can't let this fucking shit settle. And he's fought a few more times with fucking goddamn Ryu, because he's just trying to like no, But at the same time, he kind of was trying to make sure that Ryu didn't go evil, because he wanted to fight Ryu as Ryu, not Ryu with the Satsui no Hado. But he believes that he has to fight and defeat Ryu because it's his destiny, right? So multiple times this motherfucker keeps fighting with Shadowloo, and then eventually the last time we beat Street Fighter 2, he's like, I don't want to fight. Fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. And he just went to just fight in Muay Thai and just beat the fuck out of people. That's his entire thing. He just wants to train and get better and get stronger. All the way like to now, like he lives in like the middle of like a Thailand forest essentially, or Thai jungle, something like that. And he just trains. That's all he does. He just trains. That's all he does. He doesn't want to do anything else. I'm just training. And he loves his fucking pet tiger, but also he senses when like shit's going weird with Ryu. He doesn't want Ryu to go bad because he himself is trying to be a better person, which is very fascinating. Just for his long history, I think he's gonna be the first one in Power of Nothing. He's gonna be the S rank, which is, yeah, Sagat, I think deserves it. Blanca's story is he was an orphan kid that got lost in the jungle. His story about how his skin has become fucking green, it's just, we don't know anymore. Originally it was because he fucking got bit by goddamn, or he was raised by eels and fucking all that shit, and being in the woods, not eating a lot, gave his green skin so he could like absorb fucking sunlight like a plant, which is really weird. Now they're saying it's like paint or something like that. He just paints his body or whatever primarily now because of the marketing monster that is Blanka-chan in the Street Fighter world, and I would say probably a little bit in this world too. He was raised by eels in the jungle, and like animals in the jungle, and he's kind of sort of was trying to find his mom who lost him in the woods, and he finds her, and yeah, that's it. He's a joke character. Blanka just is a joke character now. Originally, it's like stories like, oh, it's kind of fascinating, but they kind of ended it relatively quickly, and he pops here and there into stories. Now he's just a jungle man who has fucking little chibi character of himself that he sells around the world. Like, he markets it, and he gives like tours of like the Brazilian fucking Amazon jungle and shit. Like, it's like, I got nothing. That's it. That's all I have. I have that. Nothing more, nothing less. He's probably Darkest Hado. We have our first one. We have our first Dark Hado. Edmund Honda. E-Honda. Yeah, if you didn't know, Edmund is his name, which is hilarious to me. Edmund. So yeah, Edmund. If there's probably nobody who gets that reference I just made. God damn it, give me my characters. Where are we at? We're at Honda, Edmund Honda. Edmund Honda, sumo practitioner from, I believe he's from, no, he was born in Japan, raised in Hawaii, because he's American as fuck with a lot of stuff. He's also super Japanese. His legs, they don't even have his height. He's old as shit too. All these motherfuckers are old. Oh, his height's 6'1". Yeah, he's a fucking tall fucking sumo dude. He likes a tiramisu, which so do fucking I. Chankanambe, I think it's a Japanese stew, or a type kind of like a hot pot. He likes sento, nabiyaki udon, and sandwiches. Like, he just likes food. I wish they would have just put, he likes food. That's all I like food. That's it. Except for chocolate. He does not like chocolate chip cookies, or chocolate cookies, not chocolate chip cookies, excuse me. He doesn't like chocolate cookies or rice vermicelli. That's a really, I don't know, And he also doesn't like indecision. He likes fucking making decisions, even if they're the bad ones. He's like, nah, we're making decisions today. So, I don't know a lot about Edmund Honda except the fact he's a sumo wrestler, he likes to eat, and he owns a company, owns a restaurant and shit. That's blah, blah, blah. But he was first appeared in Street Fighter 2, or in the Alpha series, technically, if you want to go chronologically. He basically, just wanted to train. He wanted to be an Ozeki. That's it. I want to be the greatest of fucking goddamn sumo. I just want to be the best sumo. And he just he just stumbles into Zangief and destroys the satellite base, because they're both good guys. They're both really good guys. And he just wants to show that sumo is the best. I really wish it was more than that. Because I'm trying to paraphrase it so I can do it very fast. But that's essentially, yeah. He's slightly better than Blanca, but not by much. The man, the myth, the Akuma, the man of the dark Hado, the Satsui no Hado itself. Akuma, his real name is Goki. Goki is, he's essentially, he's become a monster. In a way, he's almost like an ogre or a devil. He's Akuma, the devil, evil. He's evil. But he's kind of, I'll get into that in a second. He's a character who trained under Gotetsu with his brother Goken. And as he was training, he became a lot more violent, because there's apparently, when using the Ansatsukin, good lord, I can say that word, Ansatsukin, which is the assassin's fist. There's like a spiritual divide that happens when you train in this art. If you are a lot more focused on the fist, then you can become a person with bloodlust and go like Akuma did in the Dark Hado. Or if you don't, and you try to use it for good, and you don't use it as a killing or assassin's fist, you essentially gain the power of nothing, which is our S rank, so that you can do good in the world, right? He decided to go evil. Ended up not only killing his father, who was Gotetsu. He ended up killing, quote unquote, killing Goken later, after he left and went to go train and become even stronger. Which we find out that Goken didn't actually die. We'll go through that in a second. And he's just beating the fuck out of people. That's all he's doing. His entire thing is being the strongest. He just wants to be strong. He wants to be strong. So what does he like? He likes martial arts, of course. Training, of course. The Satsui no Hado, because yeah. Fighting evil Ryu, because yeah. Strong opponents, becoming stronger. And if we want to go with the Tekken lore, Kazumi Mishima, which he's friends with or some shit. But that does not for Street Fighter. That motherfucker is for Tekken. This is Street Fighter we're talking about. He doesn't like anything that is imitating like the true power that he believes that is coming from the Satsui no Hado. as well as he does not like anything that is like weak per se, like things that can fight that are weaker than him. He wants to fight it and defeat it, even if it means fighting all out to kill it. He wants to be the strongest. I am the strongest. Though that is the case, and though he's always trying, there's a theory that game theory, I'm sorry, I had to do it. There's a theory that he is the actual father of Ryu, and that's why he's always antagonizing Ryu to try to push him over the edge to make him succumb to the Satsui no Hado, so in a way they can fight each other. He wants to fight him, which he would believe Ryu to be at his strongest with the Satsui no Hado. He wants to fight him there, but there's a theory that Ryu's actually his son, but we don't know. Excuse me. So, he's always trying to make that evil side of Ryu come out so that he can finally succumb to it and be evil. But you want to know also what this motherfucker does? Motherfucker takes care of kids and fucking, like fucking sells fruits and stuff. That's what he does. He just does it. He's like, if you're not a fighter and trying to be strong, he's pretty chill motherfucker. He looks evil as shit, but he's just chill as fuck, apparently. So for him, I'm gonna put him above Ken. DJ is another jobber character. I'm just gonna go ahead and just say he's probably gonna be down here somewhere. He's just a job character. This motherfucker was just like, I like music. Oh, the Shadow Loot thing sound like that sound cool. Oh, I like the music. He's even worse. He's worse than Blanca. God damn it, he's worse than Blanca. I know he's worse than Blanca. But let me verify. But god damn it, DJ just makes my I don't like DJ. He's a neat character, but he's kind of his design is really, well, originally was neat, but also kind of bland and boring at the same time. His new design is actually really cool, but still, He likes shouting, singing, dancing, hollering, beautiful women, especially ones who are skilled fighters, wink, and watching TV, especially cooking shows. Kind of like a dude. He's just a dude. DJ, what is your story, DJ? Let's make myself feel better about yourself. Essentially, he's basically a cheerful kickboxer that like fucking musical tunes. He really wanted to he basically defeated Adon. He really wanted to challenge Sagat because Sagat is like the emperor of Muay Thai. He's like, I'm going to show you that kickboxing is better, though they're similar in ways but not the same. He used to be he became an enforcer for Bison, and then was like, whoops. But he's just like, hey, yo, I just want to join the band. And Bison was like, yeah, go, punch some people over there, I guess. Oh, I love to punch people. And he just fucking goes and does it. Basically, eventually he did get his chance to fight Sagat, defeated Sagat, because Sagat was just not in a great place after getting fucking beaten by Ryu. And, fucking was like, yeah, I just want to, make more music. So, after he basically defeated Sagat, Bison was like, yo, come on, let's go fucking, let's make this shit happen, and stuff like that, yeah. And DJ kind of helps him, but then doesn't realize that this fucking shit's, was evil and shit like that. And he just wanted to make music. That's all he wanted to do was make music. So after he was like, shit, this was not what I wanted to be. And then he goes off and makes music. That's fucking DJ. And yeah, he deserves to be down here. Fuck DJ. Fei Long, or Bruce Lee. Fei Long is just Bruce Lee. It's just Bruce Lee. It's just Bruce Lee. He's if I'm mistaken in this world, Fei Long is just a fucking movie martial artist who wants to show that his martial artist is legit, but he's just, that's so basically like Bruce Lee. He basically trained in Kung Fu since the age of 6, and he basically was fighting on the streets until somebody's like, you look like you'd be a really fucking cool movie guy, and he was like, okay, yeah, and fucking he became that. He's Bruce Lee. It's just Bruce Lee's story. And he let's see, what was it? Basically, Shadowloo tries to recruit him, but he's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that shit. And he, like, basically, he's just a movie action guy. He's just a movie star. That's all he is. And then he's like, that's it. That's it. He's just a movie star. He's just Bruce Lee. They just put Bruce Lee in the thing. Because it's a little bit more interesting than fucking DJ, but also because it's not exactly original, because they literally just took the shit from Bruce Lee's life and just was like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, he's goes down to you. Sorry for you. I feel slightly bad. Thunderhawk. Thunderhawk is a what's his? Is he like Navajo? You say? He's just Native American. I don't think they've ever given his tribe name. But yeah, he's Native American from Mexico. He a huge monster of a man. This dude's 7'7". Lord, what are they? Are the people in Street Fighter universe made out of? Like, legit, why are they so big? You have ones that are like normal heights, and then you have ones that are just like, yeah, that's a giant. That man right there, absolute giant. He likes nature, animals, especially his pet hawk. Hair accessories, as you can tell, he likes to make sure his hair is done right. And what is it? And Soccer. He likes soccer, the football. Thunderhawk, basically is a Native American from, the Thunderfoot tribe, which I don't think is actually a real tribe. I'm just gonna say that. The Thunderfoot tribe, basically, when he was young, Shadowloo forced him off their land, and he's like, what the fuck? And then they killed, his father, because Bison, just murdered him, just like, fuck this guy. Basically, he also had, like, disappearances of the people, one of them being his beloved Julia, who became Julia, you get it, of the, dolls, and he's like, I have to save her, I love her, bring her back, no. So that's basically what he does. He goes and he's trying to essentially, fight Bison to take his wife back, or his girl back, because he's like, no, that's not how this works. He does manage to, if I'm not mistaken, he does manage to save her, essentially, because she gets captured. A couple times, I believe, but she does eventually get saved. And I think she essentially she's saved by Cammy, but gets captured again, for fuck's sake, and then freed again at the end of Street Fighter V, and goes back to live with T-Hawk, because he kind of sort of failed to protect the person he loved a couple times. And it's not very cool, T-Hawk, Mr. Thunder. His story is not bad. It's better than it's. I would say, in his interestingness, it goes a little bit before Dhalsim. He just wanted to fucking find his girl, but he wasn't. It's not integral to really much, except for the fact that he's like, I'm here to stop, with his like weird, has like this like weird fight style where he's kind of like this. It's really weird. Evil Ryu. I'm just gonna say Evil Ryu is just the other side of Ryu, a little bit more interesting than Ken, but not. He's just Ryu, just under the goddamn influence of Darkado. Actually, I'm gonna put him below Ken because it just makes more sense. Because that's part is they're kind of one and the same, but this is a little bit more interesting. Adon, God, Adon is just a jobber. He's another Muay Thai practitioner that is under, like, rivals, quote unquote, to Sagat, but Sagat would just kick his ass all the time. He's just a jobber. I'm gonna read just what he likes. He's a jobber. He goes, He goes under, just because he's a jobber for technically another jobber character. So that already makes me go like, bruh. What is Adon like? Adon, he likes Muay Thai, and he hates his former master, which is Sagat. So Sagat basically trained him, and it was like, I'm gonna beat you, and Sagat's like, no, you're not. But yeah, he's just, all he likes is Muay Thai. He doesn't even have more likes than that. He's boring. Moving on to Birdie. Birdie's also boring. Birdie was just another henchman who at first was like just this kind of like disgusting muscular British guy, black British guy, African British, but that doesn't exactly it. No. He likes beer, beef jerky, food, making money, his hairdo, and formerly Shadowloo. He doesn't like Shadowloo anymore because he's like, they're bad. But he's just your run-of-the-mill fucking, like, oaf. He's an oaf and a fucking criminal, and there's nothing else to him. He's just another jobber. So, Mr. Jobs, you go, oh god, he doesn't even really have any substance. Except, no, he does a little bit. Because I would say he's above Fei Long, because this is not original. But he's below Blanca, because basically afterwards he's like, I want to be a bodyguard, I guess, because they're not so good. Shadowloo bad. Got fat, and there you go. There you have it. Like, I don't know what else to say about Birdie. Nash, or Charlie Nash. Charlie Nash was a United States Air Force soldier who was basically being he was in this investigation to take down Shadowloo, and found out about this organization named Shadowloo that was like slowly taking over a lot of parts of the world, and was like, no, I need to take them down. Kind of got the drop on them for a little bit, but ended up not getting that much of the drop as they then proceeded to kill him. He excuse me. He dies literally in like Street Fighter Alpha, the Alpha series, I think like Alpha 3. What are his likes and dislikes? Let's see. What are his likes and dislikes? He likes Justice Scotch and Guile, because Guile. You like Guile a lot. That's before he died. And then after he was revived, he didn't really, it was just like, I want to kill Bison. That's all his entire thing was, I want to kill Bison after that. So originally, he was just friends with Guile. Like, he trained Guile to use like the sonic boom fucking techniques or whatever like that. But he's like, you'll never be able to like master it because, man, he's fucking had like a super sense of justice. And he noticed that some of the his investigation kind of like came from him realizing that there was corruption in the Air Force, and some of those people worked for Shadowloo, and he was like, I gotta find out what Shadowloo is. So he went to try to investigate, got fucking murdered. He went to investigate it with Guile, actually. And then got fucking murdered. He got murdered. He died. It was not great. And then Guile was kind of like fucked up by that, and you know where Guile's at. After that, he doesn't really have anything. He didn't have anything at all. In Street Fighter V, he came back basically as a what do they call it? Reploid? No, that's not the right word. What are they called? It's kind of like not really like a replicant or something like that. I think a replicant. Fuck. They call fucking Brian Fury this thing. And I need the word. It's there in my head. What is his? Is it replicant? Was replicant the right word? I don't know. I'm just gonna say replicant. I think that's what you would call like a dead guy who's revived. He's a replicant, right? He basically kind of is important to the story. He's like the retconned introduction of the Illuminati for Street Fighter 3 and Urien and Gil. Like he's kind of like oh, the reason why he's back alive was because of them. We're gonna introduce them into the story because this is the last story for Bison. So, like in the beginning, it's super interesting. and then there's nothing, and then it's like it feels kind of like his story in Street Fighter 5 kind of feels rushed. Like, I might put that. I might actually. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna put it below Balrog. No, above Balrog. Above Balrog. Below Ryu, because his story is a little bit more interesting than Balrog's, but goddamn, not by much. Eagle and Maki, I don't really know a lot about Eagle nor Maki. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you because they're not that fucking important. I think Eagle is technically like a Street Fighter 1 slash fuck, what's the goddamn game called? Final Fight character. Eagle, him, is from England. He likes uses bojutsu. And a refined. He likes roast beef and dancing, and he finds abhorrent, ungentlemanly behavior, and unrefined fellows. I can see it. I see it with my eyeballs. I see it with my eyeballs. Yes, I do. He's basically this, what's like a bouncer slash bodyguard guy, and that's kind of like it. Like, he doesn't really have a lot to him, because if I'm not mistaken, he was initially just a fighter in Final Fight. If I'm not mistaken. No, it was Street Fighter. It was Street Fighter 1. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot to him. He really just doesn't have a lot to him. Quite literally, like I'm looking at it right now, he just kind of sort of, yeah, he was just wanted to fight. That's it. He beats he tries to I don't know, he's just kind of boring. Like, everything I'm looking at is just like, no, he kind of sort of helps Guile, but kind of not really. Yeah, but you got nothing. Nothing at all. You're just nobody. Down here. Down. I thought there would be nobody that's worse than DJ, but I fooled myself. Let's see who we got now. Maki. She's cute. And they say that she just possibly just is a copy of Mai Shiranui. But I think that Maki's a little bit cuter than Mai Shiranui. Very 90s. Maki is super 90s. That's what it is. Where Mai is just sexy. Like, they just designed her to be sexy. Maki just feels like it feels like if they made a girl version of the Three Ninjas. God, I'm dating myself. If they made a girl version of the Three Ninjas, she would definitely be one of the girls. She'd be one of them. But she'd be like the I'm overly serious. Like, bitch, why are you so serious? Like, stop. Richard C was in Final Fight. She's the one from Final Fight. She knows Bushin Ryu. What are her likes? Her likes are motorcycles, tapioca, and fighting. Like, she just sounds like girl. She dislikes waiting for anyone, troublesome matters, or girl treatment problems. Or girl treatment matters. Like, that's so vague. Waiting for anyone, like, okay, you just are impatient. Troublesome matters, like what? Like, what's a troublesome manner? That can go in so many directions. And girl treatment matters, like, in what direction? Positively or negatively? Like, give me more to work with. Let us see. Who is Maki? So, Maki, at first, she's the story of Jinryusai, and Reina's younger sister. Basically, she's a member of the Bushin clan with fucking Guy. They all will sneak. They're the sneaker ninjas. That's what I would love to call the Bushin. They're just sneaker ninjas, because that's what they wear, sneakers. That's all they wear, is sneakers. They're sneaker ninjas. Essentially, she kind of sort of helped them fight. In Final Fight 2, she helped fucking Guy and Hagar. Guy and Hagar, I think it was the only two players. Guy and Hagar. No, Hagar, Carlos, Guy, and her are the characters in this one, because I think at that time, whatchamacallit was in jail, I think. I don't remember if Cody was in jail or not. I don't remember. Fucking, essentially, they are just trying to fucking save. Who are they trying? They're just to fight, defeat Mad Gear, which is like this it seems like it's like a city gang, but at the same time it's like a world gang. It's really weird. Mad Gear's really weird. That's basically the entire thing is just fighting Mad Gear, and essentially she's always trying to track down Guy and then basically fight him because she's like, I should be the successor of the Bushin Ryu style, and he's like, you can't beat me though. She gets mad and she's like, fight me, but she doesn't beat him because she's not the master of Bushin Ryu. Guy is. So yeah, story, because it ties less with Street Fighter and more with I don't even know if she should technically be here because she's more of a Final Fight character than a Street Fighter. You know what? Sorry, you're good. You're not on the list. You don't count. I gave a thing for nothing. Gin is a Chinese kung fu assassin who looks like what's his name, Pai Mei or whatever you know the great wizened Chinese kung fu master, like, except he's evil and dying of, I think he's like has like cancer. All right, but he likes meat buns and writing Chinese poems. That's adorable. Adorable old man assassin. And he dislikes crowds because he's an assassin. You can't assassinate people in crowds. So, basically, he was known as one of the legends of martial arts, and he's been the man who killed hundreds, which because he's an assassin. Basically, his entire thing, he was diagnosed with leukemia after for years. He was friends with he was a friend of Chun-Li's dad, essentially, but he also was in the world of crime. He just liked to be fucking strong and shit. That's literally, and then having people fucking come after him. Yeah, he's that dude. He was diagnosed with leukemia and didn't have much time to live, and he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking go out with the blaze of glory. I'm gonna fight fucking Shadowloo. And there's an Akuma guy. I'm gonna fight him too. He's just that guy, and he doesn't defeat Akuma, and Akuma doesn't defeat him. They kind of sort of they kind of sort of challenge each other, but they don't know they don't defeat each other because they're just that powerful. Let's see. He's kind of sort of eventually gets to a point where he's kind of haunted by all of the shit with him being an assassin, and he wants to atone for it, so he kind of does with helping out the good guys essentially, and he even goes as far as to try to explain to Akuma how he's not actually strong with the Satsui no Hado because it just consumes him, and he's like, haha, you'll never beat Ryu. Essentially, he just kind of mocks him. His story's interesting, but it's not. It's kind of it's not like Street Fighter. I would say below Balrog, definitely below Balrog. Guy goes in here just because his story blends a little bit more than Maki's ever will for Street Fighter. Basically, but his story, because of that, I'm gonna have to put him super low, because in Street Fighter he's just kind of he was an alpha. He's I'm helping out my friend because shit's going down and we need to stop it. That's basically, if I'm saying, that's basically what it basically happens in it, because Final Fight happens before Street Fighter, and at the end of it, Cody's in jail because Cody's just I'm too strong and y'all don't need me for shit, so might as well be in jail. So he did something like Penny Any, but anytime the city needs help, he fucking busts out of jail. Fucking somebody's fucking with my city. Cannot have that shit. They have to catch these hands. And then he goes and he just fucking fights the world, right? And he fights whoever's doing fucking up the city, and then he goes back to jail. He's just yep, I'm back, guys. Just had to go fuck up some people fucking up the city. Whoops. So, Guy. He's essentially just a Bushin Ryu master who fucking goddamn fights. I'm probably gonna have to put him super low, as his entire thing, he's friends with Cody, and he's super chill because he's a ninja. He basically, actually, they're not really friends. They're kind of friends, but they're kind of not friends. More like rivals, I should say. he basically has a Japanese mother and father, was raised in the United States, wanted to be a ninja, became a ninja, basically trained with Zeku the 38, or he trained under a bunch of Zeku was not who trained under. He oh yeah, he tried to ambush Zeku, and basically Zeku wanted to learn the Bushin Ryu style because he's like, oh yeah, I'm using Bushin Ryu. You almost got me though, I guess. Not really. Poof. And he's like, I gotta learn that shit. And he literally went to revive the secret Bushin Ryu Ninpo arts just because he's like, I gotta do that shit. That shit was cool. Who's your name, Zeku? And then like leaves. Poof. Which just well, no. He found him. Let me rephrase it. He found him, or he found him again, and fucking they decided to revive the Bushin Ryu martial arts system or whatever like that, and then went to college, and then went back to the United States and became a ninja there for some reason. Basically, he wanted to help clean up the streets with the Bad Gear Gang. Hagar's daughter gets kidnapped, and Cody was like, hey, yo, guy, you want to go fuck these guys up? They are pretty strong. He's like, yeah, I want to fuck these guys up. They're fucking up the city, and I like Mayor Hagar. He's pretty fucking cool. I used to watch wrestling as a kid because I'm Japanese, and I'm also American. And there you have it. I don't know why that would happen that way, but it did happen that way. And, they fucking win, and then Final Fight 2, the Mad Gear Gang comes again, and fucking beats them again. And yeah, Final Fight 3, it's just, most of it's Final Fight, and some of it kind of sort of interacts with the story of Street Fighter with M. Bison. Basically, guys like, that guy's evil to M. Bison, and he leaves to kind of sort of like become strong. Zeku, basically, he keeps training on Zeku, and fucking he wants to he basically has to fight him so that he can become the new Grandmaster of Bushin Ryu. And Zeku's like, cool, I don't want to do that anyway. I'm going to create something cooler, technically, to the lore. Yeah, it's just, and the mad, a lot of stuff is, him trying to, like, help Hagar with some bullshit and everything. And it's interesting story, but it ties more to, like, the lore of Final Fight. So, guy, he's got to go to the bottom. I don't even remember Ingrid. That's bad. I don't remember Ingrid. Who's Ingrid? I'm probably gonna break this up into 2 parts because my throat is like not doing great. So I'm gonna probably save this and then come back to it. I probably should see what my list is just in case. Ingrid. I'm gonna do Ingrid and then I'm gonna call it there. Because I'm getting a little bit like, yeah, I feel like it's getting long in the tooth, and I'll do it in the second part. I have to do the Marvel vs. Capcom one later, I guess. What the fuck? Oh, she was in Capcom Fighting All Stars. That's not Street Fighter. Down you go. Like I said, I was gonna do Junie. I was gonna do Junie, not Julie. Junie. No, not Jumi. June-E. Junie is one of the dolls, one of the mini dolls that Bison basically, he would like kidnap women, like infuse them with psycho energy after he brainwashes them to become his like soldiers or his puppets or his dolls. Bison's a fuck, man. Bison, Jesus. She likes cats and reading and Cammy because Cammy saved her, and like Junie, is super dependent on Cammy because after the events of what happened of her becoming a doll, I think she was injured if I'm not mistaken, and she's not able to do things if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure that I'm just talking outside of my head right now. Essentially, she was one of the dolls. Fucking after Cammy left after Cammy left the thing and took the dolls with them. Shit, I'm trying to remember. So basically, Julie and Junie were ordered to kind of sort of like capture Cammy for a while, but then she eventually like got them out of Shadowloo, and all the dolls basically lost the psycho energy from the psycho drive, and they became like had a state of amnesia. So I don't think Junie remembers who she is. Yeah, she was hospitalized after Street Fighter 4, which happens after 2, because this Capcom didn't give a fuck about fucking order of shit. Essentially, they go to that's Jury. Oh yeah, Jury gets sent to Shadowloo base. And she like fucking defeats all of the what do they call the dolls, and Cammy gets to save the dolls, and Junie is one of the ones that actually survived. She was hospitalized for a while, and now she's under basically the protection of Cammy and Delta Red. And she doesn't fight. She doesn't want to fight. She just wants to fucking. Here's what she's. She sees Cammy as a reliable mentor and is doing things at her own pace. She began training with Delta Red and is learning to cook with McCoy. Aww. She reunites with Cammy after she escapes the Shadowloo base, and Cammy noticed that she has a permission to go out, and so they basically go talk about cats, and they become girls because they didn't get a chance to become girls, because I think like Cammy was 16 when she was a doll, when she was captured as a doll. So yeah, like or no, when she was created, she was around the time when she became like a doll. She was 16 technically, I think it was. Don't quote me on that. Basically they just she's always kind of worried when Cammy goes too far. She's like mom. She kind of like mom / girlfriend. I'm not gonna lie, but she kind of like, you're pushing yourself too hard. She's always trying to make sure that she's like, hey yo, stop fucking pushing yourself too hard. Like, things are fine for right now, because Cammy's always in this state. That's one thing for Cammy that I forgot to say. She's always in a state of worry, not just to become a doll, but like Bison's not dead at this point in Street Fighter 6, that he's not dead, and Psycho Energy's out there, and this guy all of a sudden comes out of nowhere and has fucking Psycho Energy. What the fuck? Like, she's really worried about some shit. So it makes fucking sense to me. Yeah, Junie's story is interesting because it ties with the dolls and Cammy's, but I don't know if it's interesting enough to be really that high, because she really doesn't have like a background per se. I would say, I'm gonna have to say it's lower than, because it ties a little bit more to the main story. I'm gonna say it's lower than Bison's. Yeah, that seems right. I'm gonna stop it here. I got a lot of characters to go through, so I have to literally save this page, but I'm gonna stop it here. If you guys want me to finish this thing, let me know. I'm actually really interested in possibly finishing this thing. It's something I want to do. I really like it. I feel like it'd be a better like podcast thing and talking with friends and stuff, which I'm actually have some ideas for some stuff of making, like a little podcast style whatever, that I might see if I can come up with something. But I like podcasting in the sense of me bouncing stuff off of people and not just me talking, just talking. I'm talking about, primarily I would like to talk about lore. I would like to talk about like video game lore and stuff like that, and even like comic lore or whatever, but I'm thinking about some stuff. So if you guys would like something like that, let me know. If you guys would like to see me finish this, let me know. And I think that's about it. If you like what you saw, tell your friends. Be like, hey, that guy's awesome. I'm the Loneless Wolf by choice, and I'm really thankful. I'm really grateful that I'm doing this. I should do this Friday, and I'm trying to just gather my energy, so I apologize about that. But just make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. I do care about you. All right. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, or do it. I'm not your dad. This is the Loneless Wolf signing out, and I love your face. I love your face almost as much as I love. As much as I'd love to get something to eat right now. I'm hungry as hell, so I'm gonna do that. That's how much I love you guys. Almost as much as I want to get some food in my tum-tum.